we've got the got the Wraiths out in the midfield just to take out this dropship. Very nice play by Strelok. I've got to hand it to him. I thought he was behind, but Strelok's managed to find a way to come back into this, and although he may lose these two tanks, such low health right now, he can always bring them back in with a couple of with a dropship and use these two tanks to come in whenever he wants, unless he wants to defend with them. But really liking the way that Strelok is set up here. He hasn't even bothered to get a second factory. He's going to need to get his barracks first before he can put that factory down. But he has really stopped his opponent. His opponent is actually... Oh, very nice play. Oh, just as we're talking about economy, Brat has a brainwave here, moves his command center over to the mineral patch, which actually has a gas. You need gas on TVT, but unfortunately this one nearby has it. And this has totally negated the advantage that the Strelok had by putting his tanks there. So very clever thinking there by Brat. Now, Strelok having a bit of an SCV skirmish out in the midfield, taking out one of these turrets, just giving some scouting and intel there for Brat. In the meantime, Brat looking like he's moving out on ground with a couple of tanks and Goliaths. Let me just check whether the wall is close enough. No, wisely, Strelok hasn't built any units close to the wall. On this map in TVT, sometimes you can set up tanks next to the wall and fire over top the wall onto nearby buildings, but Strelok has unfortunately avoided that. Now loading up a dropship by the looks. He's gonna want to repair that. He's got quite a lot of tanks himself, more than enough to stop Brat's force out here. What he really needs to do is put in a hit on this, and Strelok may have actually spotted this, mind you. He may have figured that out by now, but in the meantime, Strelok getting his own third expansion over here. Well, we say third expansion when Brat doesn't have a third expansion of his own. It's going to be Strelok who's going to be leading the way with that. Brat looking like he's putting down some more factories now that he's got that second command center secured. Let's take a quick check. Looks like, oh, 3 factories with 3 shops, so plenty of tanks available there for Strelok. The only weakness that I think Strelok has right now is that he's got a lack of anti-air, so... Oh, very cool play here. Sorry, I didn't even see this. Brat landing a couple of siege tanks in a very interesting position inside Strelok's base. I do believe that Strelok will be able to deal with this. He's got more than enough forces, just sieging up his tanks now and firing off over his own wall from the other side. Very rare and weird situation, but still Brat able to do some damage here, getting in and killing some SCVs. Really hurting Strelok's economy. Strelok, having finished this command center, by the way, so he's going to be able to use that to get some leverage. Amazingly kept these tanks alive so that Brat's command center can't go down again. But well, okay, here comes the dropship with only 1 tank. Should be enough with short range. Should be able to take that tank out, no problem. Hopefully not losing that dropship to the Goliath though. Goliath barely got any health left. The tank's nuking it, so to speak. But there you have it. Another dropship being produced by Strelok. Very exciting game. If you guys haven't been able to tell, I love TVT. Really excited by Terran versus Terran. It's a boring matchup for other people, but I play Terran and I really enjoy the strategic, tactical side of Terran versus Terran. And it always seems fair. You can never complain about balance matchups. And we've got an SCV moving down here. I'm not sure whether Strelok spotted that. He did move nearby. And wow, in the meantime, looks like a bit of a skirmish out here. Wraiths narrowly avoiding some destruction. There's only a single Goliath to shoot them down, but Strelok moving in. He's getting his tank sieged up in a very nice place. He's going to need to get a little bit closer, but of course sieging up in advance to get some leverage and moving just the 1 tank in range to start hitting here. And obviously Brat's going to need to do something about this. Deciding to move the dropships in once and for all to deal with these tanks, so this is going to allow him to take back this expansion, even as he prepares to lose this one. So, Strelok doing very well to stay 1 expansion ahead. Will he take this out? Doesn't look like it. Looks like Brat's got his tanks just in the position he needs to, even taking out that Wraith. And Strelok's tanks just aren't close enough anymore to get any hits on this particular expansion. And now that Brat can throw in this 3rd expansion, he's going to be playing catch-ups. And in the meantime, oh, very nice, a drop going down at the 11 o'clock position. And hasn't really got too many. He's got only half a dropship load, well, 3/4 of a dropship load there. Going for the sweet spot above the expansion here, and it looks like Strelok moving in with all of his tanks, sieging up. This is going to need to be a good fight for Strelok. And taking out that tank straight away is very nice. The 2nd tank destroyed as well, so very good defense there by Strelok. And Brat wisely picking up his Goliaths. He's going to be able to redeploy them. But here come the Wraiths! Got to sweep in and intercept the dropships. Very nice play by Strelok. This is turning out to be an excellent game. And picking off these dropships even before they can make it out of there. Should be able to take that. In the meantime, tanks just mopping things up with such a strong tank force. Brat's doing well, so Strelok's doing well. But speaking of tanks and speaking of Brat, Brat actually moves in here very nicely to the 11 o'clock and nails this command center while Strelok's tanks were out of position. Tanks coming back now for Strelok, but he's a bit too late to save his expansion. Unfortunately, the command center is going to be alive. It's going to be a while before he can climb that back down again. And Brat really just taking off the ground here with economy. He's getting his expansion back up here. Strelok's only got the four factories to try and deal with this. Now making an attempt to deal with his Expo. Goliath's in position to get rid of these these Wraiths. I feel that if Brat was to go for Wraiths right now, if he was to go for like 3 or 4 point Wraith, he's not building any. I think he'd probably be able to get an advantage just due to the fact that Strelok has no Goliaths whatsoever, and a mass of Wraiths just out of nowhere would really do wonders. You see pro players do that sometimes. It works. You just need enough gas for it to work. Strelok, unfortunately, doesn't have much gas. Brat has about 400. It's not quite enough to build a lot of Wraiths, but we'll see. Strelok slowly managing to get the upper hand over here at this 1 o'clock. Sorry, this 11 o'clock. He's going to be able to return his command center to working function, repairing it there and just landing it. It's going to be good. In the meantime, sacrificing a dropship to offload a tank there didn't quite get the job done, which is unfortunate. But he's getting there. These 3 tanks, I feel like they could be doing a bit more. In fact, there's no tanks whatsoever. I think Strelok really needs to scan this and move straight in. That would put some pressure on. Force Brat to move back with some of his troops here, and I like this, moving out with the SCVs. You want to maybe even send the SCVs in first, just take the tank hits. This is exactly how you do it. Strelok just showing why he's the master of DVT at the moment. Well, in my opinion anyway, just from what I'm seeing here, really clearing the way for his troops before he lands his command center back down, and has no problem at all. Now, the only thing that he's not doing right now is just the situation back here. He really needs to scan in front of him, just to see the fact that there's no tanks there, and just move in and start pummeling these SCVs. He's got the opportunity. Heard a couple of oh yes, he's done it. So in the same time, looks like Brat has moved in just in time. Oh, that's actually quite terrible. He's sieged himself up, ready for Brat to land his tanks and Goliath straight in the middle there. Had he done that any earlier, he would have inflicted a lot more damage, but as it was, just not quite getting the job done, which is sad to see. But back at home, he's got another dropship ready to go. He's defended his own expansion, so it's pretty much 3 expansions versus 3 expansions if we check back at home. Looks like the factory count is 4 for Brat, and looks like we are on 4 for Strelok as well, so pretty evenly matched. Not sure how we're doing in terms of upgrades. No +1 weapons for either player, and this is quite a decisive play here, getting rid of this wall of tanks here. Nice play by Strelok, getting rid of everything quite decisively, not really taking too many casualties in return there. Now he's an opportunity to push forward with all of his dropships. He could even fly over top here and land either back on the sweet spot. In fact, he may be doing that, landing straight on top of the platform, getting rid of those tanks instantly, and now ready to siege up in front of the expansion here for Brat. Not really sure what Brat's going to do to respond to this. Can't really see any troops. Maybe, oh, it looks like he's going to be doing a drop over the wall into Strelok's main. Strelok, where is it? Where is the support? He's got enough troops to move back around here and defend this. So I think Strelok's going to be okay. But in the meantime, Brat looking to do some damage. Not quite managing to staunch the attack here. And Strelok really just fidgeting with his tanks to get into range perfectly. It looks like it's going to give Brat enough time to stop this. Moving in the dropships, we are aware of what's going on over here, but just quickly back to the platform. Brat successfully defending himself here, getting some SCVs up there as well, just to help defend. And I feel like Strelok didn't quite put enough pressure on there as successfully. Probably could have microed that a little bit better, in my opinion, to hold out a little bit longer, or at least take some more casualties. In the meantime, sneakily getting expansion, but so is Brat. Brat is going for a 5 o'clock position at the same time, so it's going to come down to whoever spots his opponent's expansion attempt first. So sneaky, both of them. Very unfortunate for Strelok getting caught out on top of this. Oh, and another one! Oh man, that's just shocking. So Brat catching Strelok totally off guard there and killing a dropship. Oh man. And yeah, so at least he'll know where Brat will know where Strelok's forces are right now as well. And Strelok looking to push out, putting a turret down, just making sure he can't be dropped here anymore. Strelok in the meantime defending his expansion as well. So both players defending both their expansions, and Strelok just because he knows that his opponent will probably find him down here, is moving down with some tanks and Goliaths just to set up the defense perimeter so that he can complete that 4th expansion. Brat, I'm not sure whether he knows about it. He's got missile turrets dotted around the map. Looking like he was going to drop there for a second there, but he decided not to, I guess. Maybe repositioning. Maybe he's aware of what's going down over here. Maybe he's spotted that. Could be why he's repositioning. Strelok transferring quite a lot of SCVs over to his expansion down here at the 7 o'clock. And that's a comm set. I guess that's from Brat. He probably knows what's going on. And he's got dropships. He's got enough troops to deal with it. Let's see how this goes down. I feel like this could be very important. Instead, going for the main instead. And that's very decisive. He knows that Strelok's committed forces defending here. Knows that's going to be quite a risky attack. So instead, looks like he could be going over the main. He's scouted for it. He's got the concept gone down. And indeed, yes, he is dropping.